Watch Streak Lunesta. Streak in the stream with watching. How you doing? If you want to play the game that I'm playing, here's the link. Go ahead and pin this. Pin it for an hour. Your beloved Dodry, the plant, is threatened by a superstorm. Dig, feed, and water, all for Dodry to keep her moving. If she's caught in the storm, she will die. If she runs low on water, she won't grow. If she runs out of water, she will die. If she runs out of bug food, she will die. She uses bug food every time she moves. There's one safe spot on the map. Get there as fast as you can. Dodgery has a few tricks to help both of you get to your goal. Just make sure to feed her some bugs. Feed Me Some More is a turn-based plant survival puzzle. When you move, time progresses. Thirst increases with every step. Hunger increases with every plant move. Dig me a hole so I can move. Well, hold on. Where's my... there was some controller stuff at the post gym. Feed me some more. WAS to move, E to interact, F or space to dig path. Press any key. Oops. I'm thirsty. I can't grow anymore. Ah.
Shut up and take my money.
Jacob, thanks for the sub. God, she's starving. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Oh, sweet baby. All right, let's try again. Whoa. It's okay, sweet. Ah, shit. Get out of the way. No. No. Ah. How do I retry? What's the retry? T. Ah, shit. Nice placement of that. Hold on, hold on. No. Ah. Damn it. Ah. Damn it. Get out of here! Run! Damn it! Oh no! Ah! Little bug or little plant?
Mr. McChancelot.
Oh. Well, thank you, sweetie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shoot. Stupid. Okay. Thank you so much. It looks amazing, sweetie. I already know it tastes really good. Oh, shit. I think I found a bug. Oh, God. I found a bug. Literal bug. Ah. God bless it. It's not hard. It's just I keep wanting to do things and I just can't because I'm the resource limitation. I'm too stuck on the idea of getting certain things a certain way. Ah, fuck. Then I do some shit like that. Okay. Because the critical path is actually just basically straight. Ah. God damn it. Honestly, I wouldn't be a good streamer if I didn't piss off everybody. It's my incompetency. Gonna kill him. I don't know why I'm getting so tripped up. That was wasteful. Malarkey. God bless it. Fuck me. No. All right. God bless it. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm sorry I was avoiding the chat the whole time. Fiera, how's it going? Uh you have to play the hard version next? Is there a hard version? What's the hard version? Oh, you mean the GM one? Spaghetti bugs. All right, we did it. Nice work, man. It's a complete game. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a fan of the Sokoban style games, but it's definitely in there. This is like a combination of Sokoban and that last game that you made. Only this is also like the character is the controller. Like the character is the cursor kind of game. That's how you describe it. So you're kind of like Olimar in Pikmin with the character movement and everything that you have to do to keep the plant alive. So it's got like a lot of blends of things going on. It became a puzzle unintentionally. Speedrun Pikmin. I really do want to do that, Greg. I do want to do that. Well, it's nice. I like it. Good job. Congratulations on winning the jam. Fuck you. Did I eat anything for lunch? I don't think I had anything for lunch. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab a snack and then we're gonna get started on the tree game. To give you a hint or a little preview of where we're at. This is the tree right now, bouncing away. I will be back and we're just gonna be working on said tree. And so yeah, low blood sugar. Did we solve our huge orphan problem? Yeah, dude, right at the end of last stream, it was something so stupid. And then I saw it and I deleted it and bam, 0 orphans. But now we got a bunch of other things we have to deal with. All right, be right back. On the Discord, Greg shared Greg shared a so we're still seeing orphans here. Hang on a second. 308. Something else is causing that, but we'll get to that in a second here. Greg shared somebody who is kind of working on almost the same stack of tech as I am. They started on the 29th of January. I started on the 16th of January. Suspicious? Nah. I think it's coincidence, but it's still really odd timing. And it's weirdly the same. So that to me is like cracks me up. So we're just gonna keep going. They are releasing their game on the Q4 of this year. I don't know what we're looking at. Even the chainsaw. Oh, that's from the same asset pack. Yeah. Yeah, that's just going with assets. Yeah.
It's the instructions say to wrap the edge in foil, and we don't have any foil. So would you rather I microwave it or just? I could like put a pie pan over it.
Do we have any parchment paper?
I could cut a hole in a. We have the disposable pie pans. They're just like leftover from random stuff. I could cut a hole in it and
that's-
set it on top, and that would protect the edges.
Okay.
But not the middle coat. That would work.
No, just I don't know, just bake it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try that. 'Cause I think that'll work.
That's very wasteful though. We can use those, right?
Yeah, but we never do.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Even the chainsaw. There must be wood chips in the water. If I see a vampire pinball platformer hybrid show up, I'm hunting someone down. Dude, is it like that? Is it like that, do you think? I don't know. No, it's bound to happen. It's just it is what's weird about it is the focus on the realistic tree element part. And so that's the part that's like, oh well, I'm gonna keep doing it. I have a vision for this that I think is gonna be pretty unique, and I think that when somebody sees this in a video, they're gonna go, oh, that's cool. Anyways, so we are, yeah. So we've got our tree editor. So we figured out the issue with the branch thing, and that was causing, we think, the hangups on the tree editor and stuff. We're not 100% sure. I'm gonna try loading the tree right now. It's freezing up as we speak, so maybe it doesn't work. Oh, another thing. I've merged the code from Tubob. Tubob is doing some audio for the game, and so I've given him access to the database. Twas it were. And there it goes. Maybe it's because your mic is pointing away from you. Huh? Oh, the levels are real low. It's not all the way up. Whoops. Sorry about that. I had the volume was super low. Anyways, I was wondering why I couldn't hear my game. Couldn't hear your mom in between all those moans. All right. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so we merged the audio stuff from Tubob. Oh, that reminds me, actually, before I even change anything. How do we branch stuff? How do you do that? Stash key bindings. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, you clung to me. Oh, are you gonna play that with Gemma?
Gemma just pulled it up.
She just blew it up. I don't think you've played that game with us. I think you would like it.
Yeah, I haven't.
My son just caveman smashed me. Branches. New branch. Tree editor. Tree editor. I don't know what to call the branches. I don't know what good names for branches are. Tree editor work. So we're going to do that. So now, am I in that branch? It appears so. Yeah. Okay. Was that club from Porch Poetry Neanderthals? Yeah, I think it's the game. So guys, everyone, my daughter is doing she's doing state testing, and I know she can do what they're testing her on, but we're a little worried because she has to go to a college campus and go to this like testing center by herself. And we're just worried that that whole thing might really freak her out and trip her up. So wish her well. It's in a week or two. And also, I haven't been putting a computer in front of her, and her typing skills aren't that good. I know that seems crazy because of who I am. And the one of them revolves heavily around typing, but it's not what you're being graded on. And I'm a little frustrated by it because it's all writing, and she can write fine. But she's not, like, now I got to do all this work on her to get her better at typing, like within a really short time frame. And I've been teaching her without screens and stuff, like very intentionally. And so it's frustrating to know that the entire system is built around every kid has a computer in the classroom. Because to me, that comes later. Some typing racer. Yeah, do something like that. Is Mavis Beacon still around? Is it like a $10,000 monthly sub and then you forget to undo it? Yep, it's a whole thing now. It's exactly that. There's a typing zombie game. Oh, Typing of the Dead. Yeah. So anyways, it kind of sucks. It sucks, but whatever. Okay. So now we're in our new branch. I'm calling it Tree Editor. I don't know. Hopefully that's good enough. So, Vibeco, Mavis Beacon app online. Yeah, I mean, there's probably something on Itch. There's like probably a good like typing app on Itch. I suddenly can't go anywhere. There we go. No, they all kind of look like crap. Unless there's like a name for one, I have to find it. There's a ton of typing games on Itch though, but they all kind of look trashy. Mario Teaches Typing. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and that multiplayer game released last year. Isn't IRAD working on a typing game? Let me do a shout out to IRAD. Welcome in, everybody. I am sorry I got a late start today. It's also going to be a short stream. Again, I just, the kids are first on everything. And so My daughter, we're doing her birthday tomorrow, so I won't be able to stream tomorrow either. We're going to be out. I want to get back to the typing game someday. I have dreams of a beautiful game. Yeah. It'll all come together. Which is a funny movie if you haven't seen it. What is it called? They Came Together? Let's see. Oh, look at this. So, right now for load file to work, we do need I think we need file dialog. So, I'm going to put this inside here. This should lower the orphan count of the running thing. And then we're seeing a bunch of errors here. We're going to deal with that as well. Yeah, so that's where the orphans are coming from. So we have to fix this eventually, and we'll get to that. Right now, only 45 orphans, 54 orphans. I can read. No biggie. And then we have a bunch of errors right now about our lumber joints because we've merged all of our code back together, and our lumber joints are actively testing to see if the branch's strain has been such that it would break or whatever. We need to do some batching. We have to set up batching and stuff like that so that the frame rate is good. On our potato, when I was out at McDonald's, my kids were playing on the playground, and I was messaging to Bob, and I'm like, I don't know how to do Git. Anyways, but once I got everything, all the code put together and integrated, I had to bring back all the old stuff that I had in there. And then suddenly the performance on the potato laptop was like 4 frames a second from 60. And that's because every physics step for every single joint, we're going, hey, what's going on, buddy? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a little class where I can just say, hey, this is a batch this thing, whatever it is. And then we can say I want you to take all of the things and spread it out amongst the process step by this many like times or whatever. And so we'll be able to adjust that and figure out what works good on the potato and all that stuff and what still makes the game feel right and everything like that. If you use the bendy bone, can that track forces on it? Bendy bone? What the hell's bendy bone? Oh, you mean by like using bones? Jiggle bone? Oh, Godot calls them, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. There is I don't know. I'm good with what I'm on though. Like, I'm fine with what I've got. So, the chess simulators. Yeah, but I'm fine with what I've got. So anyway, so now we're having an issue loading the tree stuff. And so we're gonna investigate that. I have to remember how to open up the Godot into the debug mode. Godot CLI commands. So it's some sort of command line parameter. I'm trying to remember what it is. Full screen maximized position screen. Debug. Is this it? Just dash D? No. STD out debugger. Let me search. Yeah, Tom Francis. That was cool to see that. I'd shared that. Yeah, Springbone, I think it's called in Godot. I don't think I can use that because I think that Springbone Spring Arm. Here we go. I don't think that I can tie it to rigid bodies in the way that I need rigid bodies to be. So I think that's what kind of canceled that really quickly from my list of options. But yeah, I'm going to do a quick search here. I believe that I'm looking for something from Mariano, and it was debug. I can't remember. Here we go. The run argument is dash E. So it's main run argument. Shout out to Mariano for this. Project settings. And then you go to editor run. It's main run argument. Main run. And you do dash E. What does it say here? The command line arguments to append to Godot's own command line when running the project. This doesn't affect the editor itself. It is possible to make another executable run Godot using the blah, 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 blah. Okay. So what happens if I do this now? Here we go. So now we are running another copy of Godot. And if we go over here on our remote scene tree, now we see the Godot, remote tree. So then I can set breaks and stuff like that as well. So if I tried to run the load file here, I should, hopefully if there's an error, see something here. God bless it. If that can stop, please, that would be great. Okay, open. And it's just sort of hanging. Okay, so we are getting a bunch of errors. Okay, so this is related to lumber joint. Node not found. Lots of this is lumber joint. So let's fix that on 27. I think we're going to have to break a lot before we get it working again. Node not found. How about we just How about we just comment this as? So we'll say 6 GCC. And it looks like it loaded the tree in. It's just slow. It's a little too slow. So let's go here again. Open up the tree editor. And then run load again. I should have done this a while ago. This is so useful. And this is typical. These errors are typical. It's just taking a while. And I think the other thing too is that refresh is happening every second. And again, so that has a doubling effect. So I think what we need to do is if we're loading, we need to have a longer flag of don't update because we're in the middle of a load. Because every time it's updating, it's kind of doubling down on what's already being done. These ancestors of, though, this is unavoidable stuff, I think. Because we're running in the editor and everything. Lumberjoint 2 or Lumberjoint 32 is causing an issue. So this right here, reparent. Is it possible just to ignore all that? I don't know. We'll just let it keep going because it's still going. Anyways, next week for sure, we are getting we're getting the tree. We're getting the old scene back, but we're gonna have a legit tree inside of it. And then we're going back to the core loops. And my hope is that we're cutting the tree branches down again and everything, just like we had before. But now we're gonna have like it's swaying and all that kind of stuff, and then we can start working on all kinds of cool audio stuff related to that as well. I'm going to stop this, and then we're going to, I saved that, so let's try again. We'll load. And hopefully this will go a bit faster. Yeah, oh yeah, that was instant. Okay, so that's what's contributing to that slowness for now. So does that mean as well if I were to run the game? Now I'm running 3 instances of Godot right now. Oh, it's a never-ending story. It just keeps, it's recursive. Okay. Man, so I'm going to have to turn this flag on and off. Can I just do it from here, I wonder? What's it called? Under custom run instances. Yeah, it's right here. I don't have to go into the other stuff. So we'll get rid of that -E on the main run arg here. And now if I run it, we're just going to go into the actual game. Okay, so that works. And so there is a performance a little bit of a performance hit right now. We should see it in our physics process. It's pretty heavy. Our frame rate's not above 60 right now. So we're looking pretty trashy. But we'll get it. We'll get it where we need it to be. Worst case scenario, we write a small portion of the game in C# and we use a signal from the C# to let GDScript know a branch has been severed. But I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. So back to what we were doing. Now we can load the tree in here right quick. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So the tree loads in fine. I don't like how these branches look. I don't like how it ends right here. I was kind of hoping to delete these ones here and then kind of recreate the feathered look that it has on the end on this portion coming up like out. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll do it from this branch. I'll just, I'll edit this some bitch and then, we'll go from there. Saw another one of those NHK shows that got me all choked up. It was a documentary. It was nominated for an Oscar. It was really good. Isn't it ironic? Anyways, I feel like I'm doing my old man loud talking thing on the stream right now. One thing for sure, Fiero, what's up? One thing is that we're hey Fiera, I had a question. I had a question for you. Did you know that our president is a moron? This is a running joke I have with Fiera. I don't know if Fiera's in on it. Classic question. I'm always dropping in the Fiera's chat, and I sound like I have this like real personal thing that I want to ask him, and then it's always about our president. I have said nothing to my daughter about him ever. And we're starting to watch the news on and she's starting to say things. And I'm like, yeah, that is kind of dumb, isn't it? I kind of agree with I agree with you on that. And I'm like it's pretty funny. She's like, is he evil? And I'm like, that was what she said today. And I'm watching it from a really impartial source. They're just reporting what he's saying, and they're showing him say it and stuff. It's just like, oh God, fucking cracks me up. Oh man, so this doing something like extends on this, man, this is brutal. It's just hanging. Yeah, we got the tree where we want it. And I wonder why Our performance is trash. She's 9. But I've literally kept her out of everything. Because I feel personally that I don't know. Like I can tell my kid what we think and stuff like that as like a family or whatever. And there's certain things that I hold the line on, like with non-aggression and not using violence and stuff like that. But there's other things that I just sort of I'm letting her build her character and whatnot. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it ends in 5. Sorry. It's so dangerous for the internet. Yeah. I've got some stuff on my router, like if she does happen to somehow be on the internet, safe search is forced, and there's a bunch of things I have like to block, like, porn and a bunch of other stuff just in case. But the first time she ever Google searched something, I was like, holy shit, we are not doing this. Like it's not happening like this. And so there's like only a few places where I'm like, this is okay to go to, and that kind of stuff. Oh, update the stream title. Thank you for letting me know. Might I suggest a thing? Well, there's no physics being processed inside the editor. The problem, too, Bob, is I'm not intelligently. The entire tree updates anytime I make any change. And so I'm not intelligently updating just this part of the branch, which is how I should be doing it. And so, and even then, I know which ones are being changed, and only those I should only need to update those. But instead, it actually kind of travels everything down. But yeah, what I could do is just have an update button that I could just push, or something like that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like, only update when you release the mouse. I can't, because it's a tool. I can't really know. I mean, I guess I could. I suppose I could, but it's not, for now, it's not the biggest deal. Mm-hmm. Well, since it is becoming a big deal, I guess I could work on improving it. So right now, if we're on a branch, and we change any of these, we just do an emission of change, and then we connect to those changes here and just fire refresh. Now we only refresh, we set refresh me to true, and then refresh timer is every second. So it's only updating once a second. So when we fire, we do the branch. So we're only okay. So we are only refreshing on the root. Oh no, refresh branch is tree. Damn, that's the whole thing. Okay, so that's one intelligent thing we could do. Is we could just update the root of where we are, and that would speed things up drastically. So in this case, what we can do is when we fire refresh, we can bind who we are, and we'll just bind ourselves to it. And now we know what branch has been refreshed. And because of that, we'll only touch those. So then all we have to do is say, now we have the refresh me, we have refresh true. Refresh me could go away if we have a refresh lumber. So instead of refresh me, it could say refresh lumber, and we set it to a value. And then if we have a refresh lumber, we refresh that, and then we set refresh lumber to null. So let's do that. And this should speed things up a bit. So already, I agree, it's shitty. Refresh lumber is resource lumber. It can be a branch, or it can be, well, in this case, I suppose it is asking where are we? Refresh branch. It is expecting it to be, a branch. And the other thing is it needs to know who's it from. So we need to not only know who we are, and it has to be a branch, but we also need to know where we're from. So resource lumber here. We're only doing this on branches because branches are the only thing that we can change that would visually change the output of everything else. So what we'll do here is we'll do a test if, and this is another thing that should help speed some of it up. But if resource lumber is resource branch, then we set up the connection. Now we know that we're resource lumber, and then we pass from resource lumber here. Dude, I watch these people code, and they're all like logical and super clean. And here's what we're gonna do. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Resource branch from Are they game devs? Yeah. I do sometimes wonder, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, refresh branch. I don't know. Like if I was making, I feel like the part of the thing about it with what I'm doing is a lot of the stuff I'm doing is like kind of weird. And it's like, well, this is like, but if it's like, oh, it's a shooter, right? And it's like, okay, then suddenly it's like, okay, well, we're going to have bullets and it's going to be like this. And I'm like, what if I had it act like a real tree? And what if, and then it's just like, it gets all weird. Because one of the things that is interesting about this problem is I am not building an engine for this. I am using an existing engine for this. And the existing engine is structured in a way where it's like, F you, this is how I want you to like do certain things. And so it goes in the face of like what I'm trying to achieve. And so I have to balance what I need my code to be to fit what the engine needs it to be. And this is one of the arguments against using engines, right? You kind of end up in this weird like pattern of like sort of your code gets shaped by it. Jacob's experiencing that in doubly in, well, specifically right now with the way that like, oh, I'm deving for the web. And then suddenly it's like, oh, not only am I writing something in Unity or Godot, but I know it's going to be on a web browser, and therefore there's a whole slew of things that I either have to add to my code or subtract from it because I'm on web and I can't do things the way that I would normally do in the engine. So that's a perfect example of that problem. It's just it's in a different kind of area, and so that's where, like, I think if you're looking at making a game and it's in a Godot and it's going to be real time and like platforming and all that stuff, then yeah, I could look like a more sane programmer, I think. But I definitely don't feel like it right now. I don't feel like it at all. Okay. So refresh me is gone. And so it's refresh branch is not null. And then we're going to say refresh branch. And we're going to fire that with refresh branch and refresh from lumber. Now, from lumber could be empty. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to null out refresh branch and refresh from lumber. Oops, we don't want that plus sign there. But I feel like the blend I got really good on the InnerTube game, where it was like a combination of an understanding of the Godot engine and executing on an idea in a pretty seamless manner. And so, man, have you guys seen how well Tangy TD is doing? I'm so happy for Cakes. That's a guy who deserves it. And he's getting, dude, Reddit's a cesspool, man. Everyone on Reddit's fucking shitting on him just because it's so weird. The dude's so nice, and like to get shit on like that is fucking stupid. But I think some of that's just out of jealousy and stuff. I don't know. But he's been humble about his success because he could, I mean, that's YouTube gold right there. Soda Poppin was playing Cake's game all night. Nice. All right, so this could break everything. I don't know. Let's save what we got on the tree, and then we'll come back and load it up again and see. It looks possible that we have some, oh, that was weird. Okay, so tree editor is broken right now. So we have some issues here. Refresh branch has the same, it does. It do. Refresh. Okay, I guess I'll call it branch to refresh. And from lumber to refresh. But yeah, some people are, it's all that drama shit. But somebody's like, oh, he's been spamming, or not spamming, but just like, oh, he's always talking about his game on here and everything. And on YouTube and stuff. And it's like, oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. He's talking about his game he's making. It's like, if that's what we're going to complain about. This guy who's making his game is promoting it. Oh. Boo-hoo. Oh, Black Shift. Oh no, it was I was talking about kind of the hostility to the success Cake's been having. Branch to refresh. From lumber to refresh. Yeah, I just saw some stuff on Reddit that just cracked me up. Basically, he kind of did everything right, and he promoted it. He had good screenshots. He had good capsule art. He had a good video. He made a good game, right? So that's like the sort of the magic sauce, a big part of it. But then he also promoted it, and that's what some people are bitching about. And it's like, no. I'm sorry. He did good. Yeah, exactly. If you were in their shoes, you'd do the same. That's what I thought, I guess. Who's Cakes? Cakes is he streams on Twitch, and he does some YouTube videos. He's a German guy. He the game he released is Tangy TD is the game. And it's doing pretty well. I think it'll probably have a long tail as well. Obsidian, how's it going? Todd, how you doing? Jern's game is doing really well too. Is it out? I didn't even realize. Jesus, I'm out of the loop. I think other devs get a bit weird when they feel like they are the target instead of general gamers. It's strange. The only thing is, I think being humble and gracious with success. And I think that's a factor in some people's response, because sometimes I don't know, man, sometimes a lot of this sometimes does come down to timing and luck, and those are factors that definitely play into certain things for sure. I didn't care for the capsule art. Rise of Piracy, yeah. That's good, man. How's it doing? He's been grinding on that for so long. And it's so funny because ever since I saw him as a streamer, and this is, I feel like it was years ago, I was like, that game's ready. Like, hit the button, man. So, and I've watched his stream, and I don't know, because, man, he is 50-50 streamer, game developer. And most of the time when I watch him, he's a streamer. And his chat is fucking, I don't know how he does it, man. If my chat ever got like that, I don't think I could stream anymore. I'd be drowning in it. I'm opening up Steam to see how his game's doing. Oh yeah, he's doing great. Holy shit. Microprose. Imagine having Microprose as your publisher. Can you fucking imagine? Oh, he did early access. Okay. Wow, if he's doing that good on early access, that's great. Captain, what's up? I can't function when one person is in my chat talking. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I don't know how he does it, man. I don't know how he does it. Because it's wild. It's wild. Okay, so let's close and reopen the tree editor again, see where we're at. So we're doing a little bit of performance tweaking on our tree editor here, because our tree is getting so big that. Okay, one last thing we can do for improvement is if we're loading, because we can keep track of whether or not we're loading. If we're loading, then we are not going to refresh. And so that's an easy bool to check. Is loading false? And okay, so if loading is loading is false, which we don't have yet, then we'll refresh, and that should hopefully speed up our loads too. Is loading. Oh, did I put is load? Is loading is a bool equals false. And then when we go to load file, we're going to load the file. So file confirmed. So if file confirmed fires and is loading equals true, then we load branch, and then we say is loading equals false. Since we're not threaded, this is fine. And let's find is load because we spelled that wrong. So is loading. Okay. And we'll reopen tree editor. Looking good. Load file. Cross fingers that everything's still fine. Okay. Then that was definitely faster. And now it's for funsies. Let's just see if our performance is better and that this is still working when we expand the size of this piece of lumber. It's still shit. It is still shit. And I actually don't know if it's even working. So we might have to open this up with the other things so we can check. Presumably this is still working. Now hold on a second. When we hit refresh, branch. So we are saying branch to refresh and lumber to refresh. So we're only hitting the thing we should be hitting. I mean, it was better, I think. I don't know. Now I can't even do anything. Oh, yeah. I guess it was a bit better. I can't tell. Let's do this. If we just change these here, this should be at the very tail end of this. And this should be faster. For sure. So we create a branch here. And we rotate. Yeah, okay. This is better. It's still kind of choppy. But like I can do that way better. Okay. And then we're going to go 2 out. This is faster. Okay, it's faster. It's just it is that funkin'. It is that funkin' chunky. Does it have to walk the tree in the tree? Yeah, originally I was going from the root every single time, Black Shift. And so now we're only traversing from this route here outwards. So, I mean, I did extend the length of this, and so that meant that it did travel all of the little siblings out. So, I suppose I could be more intelligent, and if I'm only extending the length of something, then and if it's only, there's like a couple of ifs that I could add in scenario specific things that might work for that. All right, so now we need 2 branches here. We need another branch there. Yeah. I agree. It's just it was getting so bad there for a second that it was literally going to affect my dev time to a negative degree. And we've already sort of been dealing with a bunch of other things, and so I just wanted to tackle it. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll create another branch here. Now, I am probably going to refactor this as well. So the hope is that we will procedurally generate eventually, and then we'll be able to use the editing tools that I've made here to massage the tree itself. So we'll proc gen at some point in the future, we'll proc gen, and then we can come in and clean up and be like, okay, this is good. Like it's close to what I want. Whoops, we don't need to do that. It's close to what I want, but I would like to be able to do this or that to it, that kind of thing. So that looks pretty good. And then one more branch here. And then if you'll excuse me, I've got to go tinkle because I'm a little old man. Is that 2 out? It is 2 out. So then this is 3. But really quick to go back and show what we've got. I'll show the text so far. I'll run this scene while I'm gone so you guys can have something to look at. Here we go. There's the tree. And we're working on kind of improving the branch, and then we're going to delete these two here and clone this new one. Trying to make it look like it feathers out like the rest of this parts here. And then once I have that, then we'll start cloning it. And I think what I'll do is I'll get the heights adjustment tooling going, and that way they're not like all perfectly lined up. And if I get that going, then I can kind of, along the tree, set that up, and then we can move from there. Exactly like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree. Okay, so I'll be right back. I have a solid idea about the leaf stuff, from the things that Greg had showed me. I have some good ideas about how those can be physics elements, but I don't have to do a bunch of calculations for it. And so it'll just be left to the engine, and so the cost overhead should be real low. But anyways, I'll be right back. Oh, and another thing is I don't have wind processing right now because that's when we've got to start doing some batching on some stuff. So that's another thing. Once we're getting back into the main scene, we'll work on that too over time. That sucks. I know, and that's why I said they don't understand supply and demand. The solution for them is to raise their prices, and this problem would go away. They would make just the same amount of money instead of double booking. Ah. When would unfreeze every rigid body? Yeah, so I know how I'm gonna go about it. I just gotta write the code. I've got it figured out in my head. Let me guess, airplanes. No, my daughter, we're doing a skating rink thing for her birthday. And we read reviews and we knew they had this problem of double booking. And I suspect, and I told her that I thought, my wife, that I think that they're doing it on purpose because they know that it's hard for people to cancel and there's like no time. And then you're there the day of finding out you've been double booked. And so it happened to us because she called to confirm the time and suddenly they got the time wrong and all this other stuff is going on. And my original plan was there's a pizza joint right across. And I was like, let's do the pizza joint. Everyone gets pizza. We do the cake and everything right then and there. And then we just go over to the skating rink. And so funnily enough, they booked us in the morning, even though ours was later in the afternoon. And I'm pissed. Sucks. Yeah. But there's not much we can do. It's a small town kind of thing. And it's just frustrating. You know, I swear, I think some people run their businesses into the ground because they think they can make more money doing certain things when it's just like, no, you're actually doing the opposite of that. Yeah, well, they have a bunch of negative reviews. And my daughter was set on this place and it's kind of the power of a monopoly too, because it's like the only skating rink in the area. So they have a little bit of strength in that there's literally no other place that you can go to do the same thing. So it's a bit, they got people over a barrel. But yeah, we'll do the whole negative review thing. It's kind of a bummer. But it's funny to know it's going to happen and then it happens. Well, Steam reviews, Steam only cares about your sales. So you can have bad reviews. That's not going to stop them from promoting your game if you're making them money. So this is theirs is 4 long. Should I go 4 long here, boys? And then these are two deep. What do you think? We go 4 long? I guess I could save this branch and then just clone it. That would save me some time. Sounds like a business opportunity. If only I was in the skating rinks. I wouldn't do it because of liabilities, man. Too much liability. I mean, we were there last time we were there. My daughter literally almost broke an old lady's back. Because there's like a flow, you know, you go, and this is another thing I notice about a lot of skating rinks is the flow is counterclockwise, which I always find really weird. So the skating rink flow is counterclockwise, right? But she was with her friend, and her friend was just like, I want to go over there, and would just go straight, like traffic's going this way, and she's just like whoosh, and like just YOLOing across the skating rink, and my daughter was following her, and I was like screaming at her trying to get her to stop. I think I can increase the update time because we're at 1 second, and now I think it's feeling slow because of that delay now. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to save the tree. I'll reload it, and I'll set the refresh timer to be a half a second. And I think that's going to fix our chunky feeling. What if it's a cooldown timer? What if it, well, let me just update it here. Now, is there a fixed time here? It's start here. So I'll do a half second. Yeah, like, okay, we did it. Now we wait again. And that way, the first time I change the value, it's instant. And then it kind of has the rendering server stuff. Well, this is all just to sort of bake the tree. And so we're going to bake the tree. And I mean, I need the again, this is the only thing that's going to be rendered to any depth is the tree. And everything else is going to be like a movie set. But I won't, I mean, I can start to go down that route if I need it, but right now the draw calls are not an issue. That's not where the perf stuff is happening, is sort of dragging. Okay, so now let's try, now it's every half a second. Let's try rotating this. Yeah, it's faster. I mean, really, I probably could get rid of it. I'll do a quarter of a second. Main tree syndrome. Yeah, we're just going to have one really good looking tree, and the rest are all fake Hollywood nonsense. It's all going to be, the LOD drop off is tremendous. The level of detail is suddenly right? Instant bad feedback from people. I mean, I could see fucking PC gamers, man. I could see them like, oh, you know, I've got a whatever the best GPU is, and I'm hitting like 2,000 frames a second. This sucks. Like, I'm not getting the most out of my thing, you know? Like, it should be shitty. It should be like complaining that the performance should be shittier than what it is because they have a good machine. But that's another thing we can do with the code is we can procedurally or programmatically, whatever the word is, they're kind of the same. But we could programmatically adjust our tick rate based on the perf numbers that we're getting. So if we're seeing that the machine, and we might actually want at the game's first load, when the hardware is different, to have it run like an optimizer pass where it's like, okay, if I do this, what performance am I going to get? That kind of thing. And then we can adjust the tick rate for. The problem with that is that when we're dealing with netcode, if we did have netcode, we do not want to do that. So that would determine some of that if we went down the route of netcode. I think I'm just going to Has anyone seen that that movie Spielberg did that's autobiographical? Hollywood said so. Gotta have one of those 10 grand graphics cards with 96 gigs of VRAM to play it for real. And you get a -2 review debuff for using Godot, and another -1 because it doesn't run at 144 hertz, and the last one is because it doesn't integrate with an Exalt accessory. Why is the vibration on my juicer not working when I when I cut into the. Ooh, yeah, thank you, baby.
I still have to figure out dinner. Is this your dinner?
It could possibly be. Whatever you do for dinner. I'm probably gonna be okay.
I just texted everyone to let them know, like, in case they're running late or something. The timing of that was a little weird, but but it's gonna be fine. It's just we start out with the cake and
and they'll all be hopped up on sugar, and they're just gonna skate. Yeah, and they'll have yellow
and then
faces
and
to
like call them in and be like stop and then go back,
Yeah, and actually they do the like limbo thing and all that around that time. And so they would probably want to participate in that, and now they'll be able to. So I mean there's some positives to it, but it's really this is the second time in this area where we have scheduled times and I mean
really. I had a voicemail from them saying the time, and then when I called back to confirm today, it was different.
Right.
And they said email us back and tell if that's good, and I did, and then so it's just a big mess. I don't know. It's whatever. I'm just trying to be fine with it.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and Gemma's fine with it. It's what she wants. And
okay.
Whatever. But
yeah.
Also, just a reminder, we do have her rehearsal in the morning as well, so it's gonna be a long day.
Okay. What are we getting close to 5:30? Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna get most of the tree ready. Most of the tree ready. So here's what we got to do. We got to decrease our length so that we drop these ones off, and then we can, because I don't have a delete yet. I don't have a delete yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have to wait. No, it's old ladies. It's run by old ladies. It's very like their procedures. I watched how they were running some things, and I'm just instantly like, this is all wrong from an operational standpoint. And I'm not going to say anything to them, but just from like having worked in businesses and like, you kind of Henry Ford everything where you're like, how can I reduce the number of steps involved in the turnout of this product, whatever it is, even if it's just getting people to purchase a ticket to come in to then put skates on to blah, 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 blah. Right. And there's a lot of things about how they're doing stuff where it's just completely wrong for the venue, but it is what it is. Black ships. We're clones. Creepy. But I was pissed. I mean, I still can be pissed about it, but because we saw it coming. That's the part really gets me angry and yeah. Whatevs. But my daughter made cupcakes and they're so good. Can you download something called Local Send onto your phone?
Talking to me?
Yeah. And that way you can just send it to my computer.
Local Send.
Yeah. But she's taken on baking and decorating and stuff. She made these little Pikachu cupcakes. My wife's going to send me a picture.
They're not like all lined up cutely or anything, but that's it.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have tuna for dinner since you already have something you don't like tuna.
At least you don't have sky zones. It's all trampolines and obstacle courses and stuff. And we do have something called jump time, which is pretty much the same thing. And yeah, it's terrifying. And I feel like the rule should be if your kids have their permanent teeth, they should not go there.
Sky zones.
That's where like half of your police force is at.
Wait outside.
What is there like violence happening in there or something? What's that about?
Errands would drive me.
I'm not a parent, but I'm sure the errands would drive me insane, but the struggle is probably worth it in the long run. Yeah, we don't have a lot of fighting here. I mean, people can open carry and conceal carry and stuff. So there tends to be like a dispelling of hostilities. I think because of that reason. I could be wrong. But okay, so now you're going to send and nearby devices. That's me, Gorgeous Cherry. So gorgeous? It's just randomly created.
Okay.
So you're sending no files selected. Okay, so where's the photos?
My photos.
Okay, so you can select media, full access, and then just select what you want to send.
I'll send the Pikachu ones and then the like regular ones.
Okay.
And then that.
Mm-hmm. Accept.
So it's kind of like AirDrop.
Yeah, it just works on anything. Okay. And then those went to downloads, and so I'll find them and go from there. There they are. Can I open both of these? Here we go. All right, here's the cupcakes. And then there's the Pikachus that she made. But they're very good. They taste amazing. But she put those together. She was working pretty much all day yesterday on this. So yeah, she's getting there. But we watched Kids Baking Championship. And I can't watch it because I get sad seeing kids cry when they lose.
Yeah, they're heart sprinkles. Well, some of them are.
Oh yeah. Where's the heart sprinkles?
There's one.
Oh yeah.
There's
Very good eye everyone's got.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very moist. Moist.
Yeah, they're really soft and fluffy.
Soft and fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
So soft and so fluffy.
Cupcake. Yeah, so I let everyone know, like, this is happening right at the beginning. So if you're running late, I mean, we'll still have the cupcakes stashed, but
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But anyway.
If my bones would crumble, yeah. It's weird. This area in particular, I don't know if it's a regional thing. But the locals here are super paranoid about like trafficking. Okay, so there's our wedge. And now we can just load it up onto everything else. So we'll just load some wedges in. Now, wait a minute. One time I was forced to go into the zone thing for a children's party, and I was messing around and having fun, and every single adult there was giving me eye daggers for looking like the experience was enjoyable. No, this is the area where parents aren't really concerned with what their kids are doing ever. Back in my day, my mom would lock me out of the house and ring a bell to recall us for dinner. Yeah. I mean, it is true. And this is the interesting thing. And I kind of blame two television programs I really think shaped my view of my child's safety. And that was not Cops. What was the one with there was one specifically about missing children, and then Unsolved Mysteries. The level of paranoia that I think those shows produced out of parents is cannot be is like unmatched. The funny thing about Unsolved Mysteries, watching it now, those old episodes in particular, is that practically it has the problem that every horror movie has now, which is every single problem can be solved with a cell phone. We were watching it and I made the comment to my wife one time. I was like, you know what? I was like, it's crazy to think that this problem is solely because the person did not have access to a phone. But that's a hard number to calculate, is what is the net positive of cell phones? So we had these beautiful devices that probably saved who knows how many lives, and then the iPhone rolls around and undoes all of that goodness. Oh, fact or fiction? Ripley's Believe It or Not. Was that a television program? Yeah. Stan Lee had a show like that too. All right, true believers. Oh, yeah. Sometimes imagine a world without social media. It's real nice. Mm-hmm. They still have some. That's cool. Yeah, I feel that way too, Greg. Like I wonder how. I wonder as I wander. That's why I like streaming so much. Is it feels more like a solid, real connection. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we're 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So come off the edge here, and now we're gonna just build. We'll load our wacky wedges. So I am gonna bail in a little bit, and we're gonna watch Gravity. Oh, there goes Gravity. And we get to watch Sandra Bullock do what she does best and go, ah, ah, ah. She mastered that on speed. 2 out of 10 on physics. Yeah, yeah. Dude, Project Hail Mary is getting wildly good reviews. I'm so excited. We still have to finish the book. I'm reading it with my daughter, but it's getting crazy good reviews from critics. Watch Little Man Tate. I'll watch it. It did remind me of Life with My Mom, because I remember it's a single mother, and I remember Kappa, when the little baby was like Kappa, 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 and she finds out it can it was able to read something, or and the Mathemagician. I remember the Mathemagician in it. He almost gets run over when he's trying to go see him crossing the street. He's a prick, but he turns out nice. Yeah. And that was that. Who was the mom? Was that Josie Foster? Jodie, the guy that assassinated one of the Beatles for. Jodie Foster, yeah. He shot Lennon because of a Taxi Driver, right? He thought she was talking to him. John Hinckley, yeah. Hinckley did his tried to do Reagan in. I still remember the SNL with what's his name getting shot. What was the SNL? They were making fun of the Reagan coverage. And it was Weedy, was it Buckwheat? Buckwheat's been shot. Oh God. The best movie is Contact. The book is really good too. And the book is wild because Sagan, in the fiction of the book, conceits of grand design, which is like a weird thing to read. But in the book, part of the ending of the book, from what I remember, I'm just going to spoil it. Unless somebody doesn't want me to, I won't. Do it. So in the book, it ends. It's got there's a subplot in the book where the main character, she's constantly, there's these moments where she's thinking, I need to talk to my mom. She's kind of had like this broken relationship with her mom, and then it's too late. Her mom dies from cancer or something like that, and she misses out on this connection with her mother. Anyways, it's kind of related to that, I guess, a little bit. But anyways, so the book ends, and there's a computer somewhere on Earth that's calculating pi. And eventually the calculation of pi just all of a sudden is just zeros. And then the pattern of the signal that they received that created the Stargate that they traveled through and everything is suddenly appears in the calculation of pi. And so the sort of the implication is that there's some bigger thing beyond just the universe, or something about the universe has this message inlaid into it. And so, yeah, but none of that's in the movie. They kind of have the static thing is kind of that, what would have been that revelation, that was in the book. So that was it, but it was cool. I liked it. It's a good book. Like the universal yeah, yeah. And so suddenly, whatever it was, hex or binary or whatever, shows up in pi, and it's literally the signal. If we're living in a simulation, does that make creationism correct? I don't know. I don't know why people think that if we're living in a simulation, it means we have eternal life. Well, this is generally what happens when we create new religions. There's, for some reason, it's just like, oh, well, that must mean this, and it's like, ah. If we're living in a simulation, I just hope it means we have safe states. That'd be dope to be able to like scrub back and be like, right here. I'm going to restart from here. I wonder how many people would even choose to do that, though. If you have children, I imagine the idea of changing your future before they existed would be something you wouldn't want to do. I would. Greg would rewind, but right before the trampoline incident. I find it 150 times more likely that we are living in two parallel universes that travel through time in opposite direction to each other. This would solve the lost information problem. I see. Oh, I don't care what anyone believes. You know, so long as you don't like crusade me or like jihad me or something, you know. But you can believe whatever the hell you want to believe, you know. I would rewind to like 18. The simulation definitely needs a better machine running it because it lags when it comes to the roadworks. Machine can only process one person. I'd have it up in the same spot, but it get there way quicker. Yeah. You never know. You could go back and then suddenly make one choice and then bam, you're hit by a car or something, you know? The empathy cycles, they need to update those. I did save the tree, right? Oh God, did I forget to save the tree? I say 150 times more likely because it's the exact number the scientists just attached to. Why the cosmic microwave is patchy. And the explanation given above fits the data we have. Yeah. Physics is weird, though, and given enough time, I'm sure there'll be some, like, oh, this... I mean, that's the thing about science, right? So we get some new observations, and we adjust our models. And so this new discovery, this is the thing that some people just don't get why we would want to invest in science programs. But this new discovery, right, with physics might lead to some new understanding about physics that then makes something like an MRI exist, right? And that's the thing that I think people just miss the forest for the trees when it comes to that stuff. And so it's cool when that stuff happens. It's really exciting. Yeah, it's interesting. What was the new thing too is that they're finding that there's some forces on the Milky Way that's like pushing it in and they can't quite explain it. Hubble tension, massage. Well, I mean, Hubble launched with cataracts. So it's just, it was automatically an old man. All right. So here's our new branch. Oh, we need to bring this one in. Damn it. Okay. So I want to bring this one in by, I think 2. So 1, 2. And now we'll just clone this thing. So I got to save it one more time, guys. Save and reload one more time. Well, the good news is, even though I won't be able to stream tomorrow, I will be able to work on the tree at some point, and during that time, I will probably have the entire tree produced, given this new branch. I think this is going to be a prettier looking branch, and it'll fit everything better. Like, this just looks crap the way it ends here, so I feel like this is a little bit better looking. These floating branches, these floating elements will go away once I save and reload, because something's wrong with my culling. But so this is the branch we'll work off of, and I'll just I think the other thing that I need to do too is I think I need to get rid of these, because I think I can only fit 3 3 of them, which might be enough, but until I can change the heights and everything, but yeah, we need to be able to push the branch up or down the part that it's on. So let me save the tree here. And dark matter is suspected for making the galaxy stay together. Interesting. I watched a video last night about supervoids and how, for literal empty space, they seem to have a force that pushes galaxies away from them. Yeah, man. What if we discover something like UV light, but something else, where suddenly we can put these like telescopes out there, and there's a whole nother thing that we now could see. That would be wild. That's when we see, like, you know, some Indian god with like 6 arms and Shiva's like out there watching us. And we're like, oh no, we were all wrong. Oh, that's LIGO? I'll have to look that up. It's literally happening right now. We have a new thing with gravity waves. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Are branches on real trees staggered or asymmetrical? I think when you get towards the leaf part of the tree, that's when you see the symmetry. But the branch parts of trees tend to bend where they need to go, so the leaves can collect the photovoltaic, like the whole, like, you know, process of turning sunlight into energy and food and everything. So the branches are bending and moving to get those feelers out to get their feed. And so I think, and that's the wild thing about it too, is those leaves eventually then, you know, like, those are the new sprouts coming out, and so then you get this projection of but symmetry tends to, I see symmetry in certain fir trees for sure. They tend to have like it's a very logical tree. It's like the most German kind of tree you can find. But they tend to, at least when I look at them, there's a lot of like samesies on them. But I think the patterns are in fractals more than anything. And then on the branches or in the leaves is when you see the asymmetry. Okay, it's 5:30. I gotta go. Let's go ahead and raid out. Sorry for the short stream today, guys. Once again, family first kind of thing. I don't want to leave my kids behind in any way when it comes to their education and stuff. So on the days that we kind of skip things, I have to kind of we got to double book them and get them caught up. That's one really nice thing about homeschooling is that you can be really flexible with certain stuff, but then it also kind of sucks. We know the other thing that really sucks about it? We're going to raid M. We never get to raid M. The other thing that sucks about it is that
19 months. Have we known each other that long?
Is that people know that you're just home, depending on why you're able to do it, and then they just sort of like can just like, oh well, they're home, they're not doing anything. That kind of thing can happen, which kind of sucks. Okay, so we're gonna roll raid M. 13 of you hanging out. Much love to everybody out there. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending time with me. And this looks like crap, but it was just sort of the prototype. So tomorrow, or not, next time I stream, Sunday, full tree, guaranteed. And then we're gonna put it back into the game world, get our chainsaw going, and see what breaks. Goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Bye-bye.